Hello again. It is me, your boy Zach. Um, so I've been trying to do these a little bit more often, trying to keep some things going. Trying to start out with some new bits. I have new bits. One's gonna be can you believe this shit? I just did volume one, episode one a couple days ago with the packaging debacle of one of my records, and now I'm gonna be doing just a quick tip. I was just in the process of packing up, getting ready. I have a show tonight actually in Tennessee. I'll be there for a couple days and then I'm gonna be back. So this is going to be a quick little thing that I recommend any artist that's doing if you're doing the cover circuit, if you're even just playing like weird little bars that you know you wouldn't normally play because the pandemic is kind of condensed us down into like a certain market of areas we can actually play. Like, I was playing venue. Now all of a sudden it's like restaurant, bar, restaurant slash bar. Like I'm essentially like doing the TGI Friday circuit. It feels like. I do a lot of breweries, which is fun. Obviously, shout out Schoolhouse. These guys are awesome. They're in Marietta. Um, I make references to all the awesome breweries around the area all the time. So that's not the issue. It's like when you start playing these weird like random restaurants and things like that. A lot of times it's a weird energy because you're there to entertain, but you're not there to distract. If that makes any sense, you're there to be like, hey, I'm gonna play some random Tom Petty songs or something in the corner, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I don't hate what I'm hearing, but I'm not gonna turn around. And at the end of the song, I'm not gonna clap. It's just got to be decent enough that it just slowly like it's like, oh, we don't use Muzak here. We got actual Zach here. So that's kind of what's going on. But this is one tip that I highly recommend anyone who's been essentially relegated to this scene. Make a sign. Um, I highly recommend this, and honestly, one of my least favorite places I've played in the past couple years. They're the one who told me about it because they wouldn't ever pay me. I would play, and they would be like, "Oh yeah, it's supposed to be this amount, but yeah, there was a person that didn't come in, so obviously here's no money, or you should be paying us kind of deal." And I'm like, no, that's not really how that works. So they told me that a guy comes in there and just rakes it in because he made a sign. And I was like, okay, well, you guys should be paying me anyways. It's the equivalent of a service. Like, what a lot of people don't understand is if I'm packing up my gear, getting into my van or car or whatever, showing up at your location, doing a service for a designated amount of time, you pay for that service. Like, even if someone's there, no one's there, it doesn't matter. Like, this is how I always equate it. I'm sure I've done it in other podcasts before, but it's imagine if your guest bathroom is messed up. No one's ever there, but you still have to pay a plumber to get his gear together, go there, do this, expend an evening of his life doing this, or a day of his, whatever life, doing this. And then at the end, he's like, okay, well, um, yeah, that'll be $500 or whatever. And you're like, well, no one really uses that bathroom, so we're good. No, you still have to pay because someone went out of their way to go do that. It's not like he went there and he's like, I just did such a great job in your guest bathroom that I'm sure other people, took notice. And it's not set up like that. It's not like a word of mouth like, man, I'm really glad I got some exposure in my guest bathroom repair. No, it's not how that works. And that's the same here. I'm not doing predominantly original stuff. Like if I'm doing one of these gigs, I'm doing maybe like at this point 70-30, not even. Some gigs I might even do like 80-20. Like I don't play very many of my originals because when I start actually doing my shows again, I don't want them to think that, oh, why would I go see him at the Masquerade or wherever else, the State Theater? Why would I go to these places if I can just go to TGI Fridays and see the same songs for free? Like, and get a, appetizer meal or some shit. Why would anyone do that? So that's the thing, is like, I'm getting exposure. People know that I exist, but they're not actually knowing anything. Like, they don't know my songs any better. But I digress. The point of this is a tip for musicians. That was more of a rant toward people that are trying to undercut musicians. This is my original sign. So I've got, oh, you can tell it's beat up. I've stuck it to everything ever. Cash is king. I got my Cash App, Feast for Eyes, Venmo, and then a follow us, and my little feast man, wherever he is, right here. So this bad boy has seen some shit. As you can see from the back, he has been attached to things. The top, I mean, shit, might as well be a vinyl sent by UPS. Anyways, I want to say in total, you can get one of these made or make them yourself. I use the Skunk Ape Media ones because they take the time to make stuff and layer and do a bunch of cool things that, whatever. So, I mean, I can put a link there, or you can just direct message me if you're an artist and you're interested in one of those. But this thing cost really nothing to get. And I've probably made in tips off things, I would say, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in tips off of this thing. Just because when you're playing and someone's finishing a meal, they want to tip you, but they don't want to walk up to you and stuff like that. Like a lot of times they just kind of want to like go. So I'll see people like they'll sit at the table, they'll continue their conversation, because they're still being social with the people they were, meaning to have dinner with. But let's say I'm playing Blister in the Sun or something like that. They're going to be like, oh, I love that song. Let me hit them up with $5. Let me hit them up with $3. Whatever. Like, honestly, at this point, any amount is a good amount because they're not comfortable normally with approaching you. And honestly, sometimes people get weird about like, they'll leave $1 and be like, sorry, that's all I have. I'm not fucking homeless. Like, I'm not like saying like, oh man, you can't give me an extra dollar because whatever. Like, $1 is good. Obviously more is better, but it lets me know that you're listening and that you appreciate what I'm doing. So a lot of times you'll get hit up with like $3 on Cash App or Venmo or PayPal or something like that. And that just lets you know that someone was paying attention to you, and that's awesome. So definitely recommend a sign. The reason of this one is I just had another sign made. Skunk Ape did it again. This one's going to be more, that was my fall and winter beat the shit sign. This is going to be my new sign going from spring to summer, and it is significantly more fun. It's got all my mustaches. Got all the places you can hear me, follow me, my website. So, definitely a lot more color, a lot more, my faith in the human race is so poor that, like, I was hesitant about just putting, like, Feast for Eyes, and then Venmo, Cash App, the signs, because I'm like, well, they really need to see what it is, but no, I have faith in you guys. You guys got it figured out. What's cool is they did a pink and then a silver undertone. So when it hits light, like when it looks all super Miami Vice. Very bulletin style. I mean, you can actually hear me like a trillion more places, but these are the places people normally go. Like, they'll do your. I'm all part of iHeartRadio. I'm on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music, and you can follow us at any of these nice things. Just at Feast for Eyes. But once again, thank you guys so very much. Like, literally, from the bottom of my heart. I've gotten over I want to say it was like almost 3,500 streams in the past 3 weeks. And you have no idea how awesome that is for me. Like, I mean, financially and monetarily, it didn't do a lot, but for my self-confidence, it does a lot when you guys do that, because it lets me know that somebody's out there streaming it. Like, my Spotify's usually been pretty dormant, maybe like 1 to 5 listeners a month, because I haven't really released anything in a long time. And everyone who wants the album physically owns the album. So I've got right around 20 listeners so far in the past 3 weeks, which is exciting for me. A lot of my music's been listened to on Apple Music. Apple Music's thousands and thousands of plays, which has been amazing for me. I'm really stoked on how everyone's been receiving it. One weird thing about the album is, for those of you who have listened to it or haven't listened to it yet, definitely go check it out. I'll put a link in the bio. But there hasn't been a consistent single, themes, like a song that, like, normally when you put on an album, you're like, wow, track 4 is the song, kind of deal. Like, everyone just hears it. Everyone has a different favorite, and a lot of people, I'm like, well, what's your favorite song? What's the best song on the album? They'll go with XYZ as their favorite song, which, is what it is. You know what? That's probably a better lighting. I've been using, I have a light now, and some of the lights are so harsh, and I wear a mask like an idiot all the time, so the tip of my nose is breaking out. And for anyone who knows me, I haven't broken out in my entire life. Like, why in my 30s all of a sudden I'm getting acne on my nose? Because I have a cough doing this all the time. Another thing is, I can't ever fucking understand what anyone says with the mask on. I don't know sometimes if people are even talking to me, and it weirds me out, and I start replying to people that aren't talking to me, and then I just look stupid. So now I'm just kind of like trying to be aloof and trying to be cool. I'm just like, if I hear someone talking, I'm like, and then every now and then, I'm like, oh yeah, turkey sandwich, and I go back to my shit. That's not because I'm cool. We can all agree that that's not going to be the case. It's more so that I have no idea what's happening at any given moment. So, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. A lot of people have been asking questions about my latest releases. So please send out all the questions you have, and I will do another Q&A. Mostly if it's anything regarding my new albums, let me know. Any older questions, anything you just wanted to ask me as a musician, or anything like that, definitely let me know. And thank you guys for listening again. I will see you very soon. I'm going to try to be better about this. All right, have a good one.